Several of the candidates running to replace Graham Platner as the Democratic Senate candidate in Maine are fresh off their first debate. But as TheHill.com writes, all 9 candidates on Thursday's debate stage struggled to stand out. For more, let me bring in one of the many candidates now running for the Democratic nomination in Maine's Senate race, Jordan Wood. Jordan, good morning to you, and thank you for the time after last night.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So you called for Graham Platner to drop out of this race back in October. I'm curious if you feel vindicated now that he's out, and what, compelled you to jump back in.
Yeah, I would say vindication has never felt so unfulfilling in the moment of crisis, really, that our state has come in just in ahead of a deadline, because we've got a really important task ahead of us in defeating Susan Collins, one of the most important U.S. Senate races in the entire country.
But even after you called for Platner to drop out, you endorsed him anyway, right? Why did you do that, and do you regret that now, knowing what we all know?
Yeah, I made that decision when I was exiting the U.S. Senate race, and I called for him to drop out, but was hoping when I made that decision that other Democratic leaders, both in state and nationally, would join me in saying that he was disqualified because of the risks of what was in his past. At that point, we did not know what we know today, but I knew him to be lying about certain things. And I switched races to the U.S. House race. And when I left, I did say whoever comes out of this primary as the Democratic nominee that I would support because of what's at stake for the future of our country and the need to beat Susan Collins. I stood by that decision. I did rescind it as it became clear following the New York Times story that these allegations were probably getting worse.
He obviously ran a wildly, successful just in terms of support and how many people overwhelmingly wanted to see him in this race, and then, of course, had a big fall from grace. Do you feel like you yourself are quite aligned with the mission that he set out to achieve, or do you see yourself as a completely different candidate?
Yeah, I think we have a really important decision. I mean, our convention is a week from Saturday, where our delegates are really going to be focused on who is the best candidate that we could put forward to defeat Susan Collins. And I think that's going to need a candidate that can do 2 things. One is bring forward and carry on the progressive agenda and platform that over 70% of our voters voted for in the primary, which I very much believe I can carry on. And I say that because I've been campaigning on that platform for the past year, and the voters across Maine know that. I've had over 40 town halls across all 16 of our counties. But the second part is where I think I'm uniquely the right candidate, which is that I was the first person and was alone for a while in calling on Graham Platner to leave this race, because I thought the many things we were learning about his background would make him a disqualified candidate in the general election. I suffered a political price for that and was pushed out of the Senate race. And I think having that ability to separate on a moral and character level from Graham the person, but not Graham the agenda and the platform, which were so broadly supported in the election.
And I have to ask you too. This race was already one of the most closely watched election races in the country, even after Graham Platner dropped out of it. But now Maine is back in the spotlight this week. After ICE officers shot and killed a young man there on Monday. You said during the debate last night that ICE cannot be reformed and we need an entirely new DHS agency. What changes exactly would you like to see made at that agency, and how would you go about achieving that if you're actually elected?
Yeah, so what I said at the debate, and have said this in the past on the campaign trail, I think that we need to eliminate ICE as an agency and replace it with a new law enforcement agency that can enforce our immigration law, an agency that has the trust and support of the people, which ICE is entirely lost in the state of Maine and so much of the country. No one can wear face masks. We have IDs for these officers, body cams, and accountability for crimes they commit. The killing of Juan Sebastian Guerrero in Biddeford on Monday is just devastated our community. We are in mourning. This is a man who was not a criminal. He was here legally. in the car with his 3-year-old while he was gunned down by an ICE agent. And that is entirely unacceptable. This shooter needs to be prosecuted and held accountable.
Jordan Wood, I have to end it there. Thank you for your time. We'll continue to follow this closely in Maine, and we'll check back in with you soon. Thanks for giving us a few minutes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.